Your preparation is one of the most important parts of every stroke, because if you're not prepared and ready and set up in the right position in time, the chances of you executing a good shot go down dramatically. So in this video, I'm going to outline a 3-step process that you're going to need to go through if you're the sort of player that really struggles with preparing late for your shots. Now, the first one is going to sound obvious, but it's something that a lot of players don't do, and that is you need to make it a focus within your practice. The hard thing about tennis is there's so many different things that we can think about. There's so many different parts to the stroke. But what you need to understand is that tennis shots are a sequence of events. We do a split step, we do a pivot step and unit turn, we move to the ball, we set up the right distance from the ball. That's our preparation, and it's only then we initiate the swing. It's only then that we extend through our strokes. It's only then that we make contact, we follow through, and we recover. So what we need to make sure we're doing is prioritizing things. And if you're late to prepare, that is the part that you need to address first. So you need to reflect that within your practice. There might be a bunch of different things going wrong with your stroke. You might need to alter your swing path, but until you've sorted the late preparation out, the other stuff just doesn't matter. You're going to be left kind of spinning your wheels and just not really getting anywhere. And it might take a period of time to fix it. You might have to focus on preparation for 3 months, 6 months, even a whole year, but that's completely fine. That's the process of learning. By focusing on preparation and training the specific components, it's going to be the best thing that you can do to raise the quality of your strokes overall. And once you've fixed that part of your game, it's then going to open up the floodgates to allow you to massively improve all of the aspects of your strokes. Now that you're making preparation a focus within your practice, we need to start to work on the underlying skills that are going to be involved in that early preparation. And the first thing that you're going to need to address is something you might not have thought about before, but the number one reason that players prepare late for their shots is that they can't read where the ball is going quickly enough. They simply cannot react fast enough visually. So if you're waiting until the ball is crossing over the net or bouncing on your side of the court before you start to prepare, this is definitely going on with you. And in order to address this, part of it, a small part of it, is kind of paying more attention to trying to be reactive when your opponent makes contact. But a bigger part of it is going to be training your visual system to improve how well it functions. Because the reality is that most players' visual systems simply do not function at a high enough level to allow them to play tennis in the way that they want to play tennis. Because there are a lot of different visual skills that are going to be involved. You might have been to an eye doctor, they've told you you've got 20/20 vision, and you think that you've got fantastic vision for tennis. But being able to see letters clearly on a chart as you're standing there is completely different to your ability to read moving targets as you're moving and doing all of the other different things that happen on a tennis court. The good news though is that vision is actually a very trainable skill, or all of the skills are very trainable. Instead of making this a ridiculously long video, I've created a free vision program to help you get started so that you can start to train these visual skills and react more quickly. Because until you've fixed the reaction piece of the puzzle, you're never going to be able to prepare earlier. So if you want that free program, I'll place a link up there, and I'll place a link down in the description as well. The third part of fixing your late preparation is to train and improve your footwork. Because obviously, once we've recognized where the ball's going, we then need to use footwork in order to be able to finish our preparation off. And tennis movements and footwork is very unusual, so you need to train them very intentionally. You won't just be able to step out on court, practice your strokes, and you'll start to develop footwork over time. It's too unusual for that. You need to work on each of the individual footwork steps very intentionally. You need to do enough repetitions to make them a habit. And then once you've done that, then you'll start to be able to do them automatically when you're on court. So when we're talking about preparation, we're always going to be starting with a split step, trying to land it just after your opponent's made contact, so then you can use the elastic in your muscles to be more reactive. The way you do your split step is important. We need to land nice and wide, so we're hip width to 2 hip widths apart, because that allows us to be reactive and do different types of drop steps. So then we can move in any direction at high speed. We need to lower our center of gravity for the same reason. This then allows us to react. We need to be landing on the balls of our feet rather than our heels. And we need to be landing on the inside of the balls of our feet, again, so we can push off in different directions. From there, we've got some kind of pivot step, and this can look different. Sometimes we're going to be doing a drop step where we bring the foot under to move to wider balls. Sometimes we're going to be stepping out into a shuffle step. Obviously it changes depending if we're moving back for a deep ball or we're stepping in for a short ball, but you need to have programmed in each of these different types of steps before you'll be able to do them automatically. And then of course, one of the key pieces to hitting good shots is being the right distance from the ball. If you're too close, it throws the biomechanics off. If you're too far away, it throws the biomechanics off. So we need different movement patterns to enable us to set up in the right position. So when we're covering ground, we're using crossover and running steps. When the ball's a little bit closer, we're using shuffle steps. And then when we're trying to make fine adjustments, we're using little stutter steps. And again, these are things you need to practice and work on and habituate before they'll happen in a match. To help you with those, I've created another free program. So a free footwork program that's going to take you through all of this step by step. I'll place a link up there. I'll place a link down in the description so that you can grab hold of that one as well. And there really are 3 steps. We focus on it within practice, but then we have to do these other 2 pieces. We have to improve our visual function and we have to program in the footwork steps. And by doing all 3 of them together, you're going to prepare way faster, and it's going to be the most important thing that you can do to improve your game. So hopefully this has all been very helpful to you. If it has, it'd be great if you give me that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel before, it's always appreciated if you could do that. Any comments about this, leave them down below, and I'll see you next time.